Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Coming up on the program, Lagos holds 2021 National Women's Conference. Lagos Mortgage holds Stakeholders Forum on Maintenance and Safety at Igbogbo Housing Scheme. A look at the Lekki-Ekpe Road construction. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has asked women to take the lead in national development and join hands with the government to achieve unity in the country. Governor Sanwo-Olu was speaking at the 21st National Women's Conference of the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials.
It's the 21st National Conference of the Committee of Wives of Lagos State Officials. 1,000 of them are physically present at the Convention Center of Eko Hotel and Suite, while about 6,000 others join virtually. The Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, his Deputy, Kadri Hamzat, the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, as well as the wife of the Governor of Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Ekiti, Osun, among other states, are present to witness this year's conference focused on awakening the potentials of women and also educating them on the need to be part of nation building.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, indeed this is the moment that we have all been waiting for.
The Governor of Lagos State takes the stage, emphasizing the importance of women in nation building.
To look at this year's theme, which is Awake, we believe that the organizers and all of you have chosen a right topic. It directs our conscience, and there's an urgent need for us to brace up to the new and emerging reality of the 21st century. To be awake is to be in tune, understanding, like I said, all of the challenges that we all faced last year, but to come out of it and in 2021, to be well out of the pandemic and to be well out of the fact that nothing that we do, we men now, that we can do well without our women or without our female fold beside us. And so the charge out here today is to look at the changes and the emerging realities of our time. And I believe the word awake is not only apt, it's not only appropriate, it's for you to be a lot more resilient, to be aware of your environment, to have a new approach to doing things, to ensure that you have an integral and a sustainable mindset at everything that you find your hands to do. We believe that when we have you leading the conversation, because they've said it, when you train a man, you are training an individual. But when you empower and you train a woman, you are training a whole village, and by extension, you are training a nation. So you can take it to bank that the administration of Hamzat and Sanwo-Olu will make sure that women take the rightful position, take the rightful leadership position to continue in the Greater Lagos agenda that we have.
His counterpart from Ondo State calls for more active participation of women in politics.
The history of this country, that is Nigeria, is replete with heroic deeds of women. We're not just starting today. We have had women in this country who have contributed a lot to the development of this country. We can keep on, we can name them. We remember those famous women during the Aba riots. We knew what they did. We must remember, and we cannot forget, Margaret Ekpo. Neither can we forget the Queen herself, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. So women have performed heroic in this country, and we must continue to appreciate them. Women are good leaders. There is need, therefore, for women, especially our educated ones. Most of us who are here are educated, who are conscious, who are political, to start taking the issue of participating in politics very seriously. Don't leave politics to men alone. They have never led this country properly. It's a challenge to all of you. It's a challenge to all of you. 36 of us who stay there, we are all men. I'm sure if you had few women among us, things would have been better. Women, embrace politics beyond the jamboree. There are so many, too many socioeconomic issues begging for attention today. We must give them serious consideration.
A message from the wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, is read by Senior Special Advisor to the President on Administration and Women Affairs, Rukayat Gurin.
This conference surely demonstrates how powerful Lagos women have been in their drive to lead and in supporting their husbands to succeed. The voice of women in supporting the family and in decision-making, both at home and in government, is eminent and evident today. I'm therefore confident that the intellectual discourse resulting from this conference will positively impact on the lives of Lagosians and Nigeria in general. Therefore, I encourage First Ladies to adopt this conference as inspirational and exemplary. Similarly, I appreciate our husbands and encourage them to also support their wives more and to allow us collectively to achieve greater heights. Our leadership and capabilities as women remain great. It is important, therefore, not to forget our past experiences and opportunities for improvements, especially on family issues and gender development. I wish to remind us all that as women, our roles at home and in governance is important, and we must all use our motherly experiences to facilitate greater decision-making.
And the chairman of the conference, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, charges women to contribute positively to the society.
This conference will not just be a talk shop. At the end of the conference, we shall issue a communique that would appropriately articulate the deliberations at this conference and prefer insightful recommendations that will result to actionable initiatives. In 2019, our theme was Unlearn, Learn, and Relearn, 21st Century Women's Team's Perspective. Last year, we were equipped with the right information to explore the possibilities in a new world. This year, our focus is making participants awake. Dear women, it's time to assert ourselves and contribute positively to our society. Don't be laid back. No matter where you find yourselves, always remember that you have something to bring to the table.
The event is rounded off with the presentation of awards to inspirational women, while Super Falcons forward Azizat Shola is named Inspirational Youth for 2021.
The Lagos State Mortgage holds its third stakeholders forum on maintenance and safety at the Igbogbo Housing Scheme, Ikorodu. The General Manager of the State Mortgage Board, Mr. Bayowa Forsyth, appeals to beneficiaries of the scheme to make their payments promptly in order for government to complete other ongoing housing developments across the state.
March 2021. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu commissions the Lagos Homes Igbogbo 2B housing scheme with 360 units. After 6 months of the handing over of the estate, Beneficiaries have taken ownership.
If they have lights, they couldn't.
As a next step, the Lagos Mortgage Board is here to engage them on maintenance and safety of their property. The general manager in charge of the Lagos Homes Ownership Mortgage Scheme takes the lead, explaining how the initiative is addressing the housing deficit in the state.
Well, the long journey, and we can't just leave you alone. We're going to be on that journey with you, because along this journey, there are going to be trying times, there are going to be good times, there are going to be, challenges along the way. And what we're saying here is that wait, even after you've signed the dotted lines and you're making your repayments, it's very, very important that we come back to you to hear what your challenges are, and this is the beginning of good things to come. Now, sensitization is very, very key. You have actually just started. We started the Lagos Home Scheme, which is the mortgage scheme. We started in 2014. And there's some schemes around that obviously we started in 2014 that are in about 36-40 months, they will be exiting. And obviously they will become fully fledged homeowners. I pray that in the mighty name of God, this is what will happen to you too. Because you have started a race, and that race, I pray that we will finish it. I know we have issues around the estate, but I must tell you something, that you are the few lucky ones. Once shelter and food moves away from somebody's, then I think you're in the right direction. And I can tell you for free that what you got in. I'm not selling the government here. You can see it for yourself. What you are getting here is 6% interest rate, where you can't get anywhere in the country.
One of the important aspects of the scheme is insurance payment for the property, and those in charge of the policy explain the need for prompt payment.
As an LOT, it is your responsibility to ensure that insurance on this property are always maintained. How do I mean? It is expected of every LOT to pay for the insurance on a yearly basis. The property, the fire insurance covers you for fire, storm damage, or peradventure there is an impact by a vehicle on the building, or something dropped from any area devices that pass through this environment, and it has to crash, or God forbid something drop from it and there is a damage. That is what the fire policies cover. Also, on the mortgage protection. The mortgage protection has to do with the life of the person or the LOT. For the period of payment, it is expected that you should be alive to pay the premium for the period of repayment. But what happens if anything happens to that LOT? That is so that your dependents will not be sent out of the property. That is why you need the insurance, so that the liability that is expected to be paid by you, the insurance company will come to do what? To do justice to that. But in a situation where Mr. A fails to pay for the insurance, obviously Lagos State Mortgage Board will have to do what? Retrieve the property from you.
Securing the environment is also crucial, and the representative of the Safety Commission educates homeowners on how to protect themselves.
Look at the environment. Bush environment will allow all of this to come to your neighborhood. All this, they are your guests. Ensure you remove all of this, the bush around you. And please, don't burn them, because you are going to pollute the environment. Pack them and give to the accredited lawman officials to take them away from you. Don't ever burn. Apart from that, breeze can even take it down to another person's house and burn it. That is why we don't encourage you burning all rubbish. Pack them. Then, every 6 months, do what is this? What is this? Fumigation. Because of this, what? All our friends, you have to do it. If you don't, they will become your guests. So much about the environment. Then the drainage system. How clean is your drainage system? Ensure there's no stagnant water in this drainage system. If there is, endeavor to through it so that you don't breed mosquito. Breeding mosquito will cause this. Mosquitoes, malaria, and death if not treated. That is why we are saying that your drainage must be well cleaned and washed at all times. And of course, you can also what? You can put a sweet-smelling disinfectant. Do you have 1 or 2 doors leading to your home? At least minimum of 2 doors in and out. All exit doors, you must not put anything to block all exit doors in your home. Your exit doors must be free of any luggage. Don't close it up in case of emergency. Because if there's an emergency, how will you go out from that end?
Another vital issue touched on is fire prevention.
If you strike your matches and take it close to this tablecloth, what will happen to it? It will catch fire. At that point, the tablecloth could be referred to as fuel. So fuel is not only petrol, kerosene, diesel, it's anything that can aid combustion. And the second one is oxygen. Oxygen, we know what it is. Oxygen support combustion. For those of us that make coal pot and all this charcoal, what do you do when you are making it? You blow it or you fan it. And when you fan, what happens? Oxygen comes in. And when the oxygen comes in, what happens to the fire? It keeps on increasing, it keeps on expanding. So that shows that what? Oxygen supports combustion. And the last one is heat. Heat is what we generate by striking our matches. It can come through friction, it can come through hot exhaust pipes, can bring in heat into a burning object, and before you know it, it results to fire. Over 70% of the fire we attend to happens as a result of carelessness. A lot of us exhibit a lot of careless attitude at home, and we believe God will protect us. No, you play your part appropriately and allow God play his part. I know if you play your part, whenever God's part will happen, God will be there to answer you. But when you you default in your role and you expect God to perform magic, God does not perform magic. So let us always do things appropriately.
Then to the practical aspects of handling a fire in case of any incident. Fire extinguishers are distributed to residents of Igbobo 2B housing estate.
I hand it over to you on behalf of the Lagos State Mortgage Board. I have said earlier on, you wouldn't have cost to use it, but if there's cost to use it, please use it appropriately and make sure any damage is very, very minimal to the glory of God.
After which, the General Manager of the State Mortgage Board gives assurances that all issues raised by occupants will be addressed. He also uses the opportunity to reach out to other interested individuals to take advantage of the initiative to own a home in Lagos.
We've noted issues. Obviously, it can't be 100%. What the governor wants is, listen, these are the schemes. We can't afford to make them rot away. Initially, when he got into office, he had decided that all low-hanging fruits regarding estates is going to complete them. So they've come up with their challenges. We're going to report to the right quarter. We're going to follow it up with the facilities management company and see what we can do to perfect the estate, to make it livable for them. Well, so long as you meet the requirements, Lagos resident, you pay your taxes, you're over 18 years old, and obviously you are in either paid employment
or obviously do your own business, that you have a stream of income coming in and you pass the affordability test, then you're free to apply. Now we have 480 units coming in. We have 480 units coming in Ibishi. We have also 744 units in Shangotedo. We have 660 units in Odonosa. You are free to visit us at the Lagos State Mortgage Board. We have a website as well, www.lagoshomes.gov.ng. I repeat that, www.lagoshomes.gov.ng. So if you are interested, you fill in the application form. You can do it online, or you can pick it up from our office. We pre-qualify you, and we see what you qualify for. Once you are approved, then there's the tendency, there's the 100% that you get your allocation.
The administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has delivered 11 affordable housing schemes, and the State Mortgage Board says it will continue to engage allottees on maintenance and safety of their property.
The Lagos State government is currently rehabilitating the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway and is focusing on the first phase of the road, which is at 55%. Let's see the ongoing construction in that axis.
The Lekki-Ekpe Expressway is a major route in Lagos, particularly for residents living on the island, as they can also connect Ikorodu. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu flagged off the first phase of the expansion on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway last November, kickstarting the rehabilitation of the 40-year-old infrastructure. Fast forward to June this year, Governor Sanwo-Olu inspected the 6-lane carriageway from Eleko Junction in Ibeju-Lekki to Ekpe Junction. It promises to deliver the 18.7-kilometer road by first quarter 2022.
They walk day and night from what they've shown us, and we believe that they're on track. The people on this corridor, our citizens on this corridor, are happy with us, given the review we got from Ekpe, and they are waiting for us to be able to hand over this road to them when it's completed. But the beauty of it is it has reduced journey time even as it is now, from a very, very difficult 4 or 5 hours, which typically take a 20-25 minute journey. Now it's reduced to less than 45 minutes. And you can see that there are no hindrance on the road. I mean, they have a massive right of way and there's free movement. But not until when they finish the entire road construction would we have the full benefit of this investment. So we're happy with what we see. We believe that they should be running up end of this year or first quarter next year.
3 months after the governor's visit, the special advisor on works and infrastructure also takes time to see the progress of work.
I'm here because the contractors actually finished the main lane as well as the truck lane. A distance of about 18.4 kilometers out of 18.75. So practically they have finished all of the pavement on the right hand side and then moved their Komako machine to the left hand side. So my coming here today is actually to confirmatory visit and then to see exactly what is going on and what are the issues that are still outstanding, other layers of approval that needs to be sorted out, given the fact that we also have in mind to start the Eleko junction towards the Dangote refinery. So it's a prelude to that construction work. We needed to confirm and assess the progress here because then we'll have 2 main projects running. So we needed to see our state of readiness. That's why I came in here.
The Lekki-Ekpe Expressway is already taking shape with a dedicated lane for articulated vehicles. The second phase of the project is 26.7 kilometer stretch from Eleko Junction to Abraham-Adesanya Junction in the Etiosa axis.
We had 100 billion and we channeled it into purposeful roads construction, typically the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. If you know that last year, NSAS, October, everywhere, deplorable state of roads, particularly on that axis, the road was practically cut into 2. If you listen to the documentary that you see people saying, let us do this road for us, we're committing for. So we looked at it to say, given all of the heavy axle loadings that will be coming out in the near future from ports, from the ports, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, from the refinery, it will only make sense for us to expand this route and then also have a dedicated lane for the trucks to ply and then leave the ones for the vehicular ones as well. So that saw us awarding that job last year, 1st of December, for an 18-month period. As I speak, the contractor is about 55%. It's an 18.75 kilometers from Elekpo Junction up to Ekpeti Junction. The contractor has actually done the pavements in rigid from Eleko Junction up to Ekpe for 18 out of the 18.75 kilometers done. On the other side, inbound to Lagos, the contractor has done to date about 5.2 out of 18. And I'm hoping and believing that before end of the year, the 2 pavements on the side will have been done, leaving the finishing of the outfalls, the major cross culverts and the outfalls for completion. So it's very likely we'll meet our target for the 18 months completion, which will be June next year. We identified roads that have major arterials where you have heavy average daily traffic, heavy axle loadings, that you can check exactly what is there, and you see that these particular roads are overloaded. So we decided deliberately to change that pavement. We went off the normal things we've always done, which was in flexible pavement, in asphalt that everybody knew.
The Lagos State government says the entire stretch of the road would help ease vehicular movement and improve the social-economic activities of the Lekki-Ekpe corridor.
That's the program for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Please stay safe.